You dumb bastards. I've been saying this since the release of the trailer. Do not judge a movie until you have watched a movie. Because what ends up happening is that you have people saying, this looks like shit, this looks like blah and blah and blah. And then it comes out and it's not as bad as you wanted it to be, and now you're pissed off. People actually fucking like it, and look at you, you look stupid. I understand, I get it, proud hater here. But there's a difference between just being a hater and looking at something and going, okay, this is complete garbage, and I'm going to ignore the copious amounts of work put into it. Because Rob Zombie released a trailer for the Munsters, and people said it looked like shit. And the first thing that I thought of was, man, this looks like a golden age 30s to 50s horror movie. The set design is immaculate, and everything is so good. And now, I don't have the Rob Zombie one on Blu-ray. I know it released on Blu-ray and I want to get it. But I watched it on Netflix, and I fucking loved it. And I'll explain why. I'm not going to count this as an overrated, underrated. I'm just going to make it a Rob Zombie Munsters video. But here's the thing. People have confused the style for production, and they're not the same thing. So much money went into this movie that people will be like, where did it go? Are you fucking kidding me? Especially if you actually watch the original Munsters show, and so you look at these enormous sets, the lights, the colors. It's very clear that this was meant to be something that if it was filmed in the 30s and 50s, this is what it would look like. You look at the cheap little electricity effects and you're like, oh, this is dog shit. I look at it and I'm like, yeah, that's exactly how it would have been back then. Having fun with it. And me and my roommate watched that movie, and we just couldn't stop having fun with it. Some moments are particularly slow. But then again, what movie doesn't have slow parts? The rest of it, though, genuinely made us chuckle. We were actually rooting for the characters. And it acts kind of like a prequel, in a sense. I'm not exactly sure if it's a prequel to what the show's supposed to be, or if it sets up its own universe. But what I can say without a doubt is that I really liked where it was going, and I liked the build-up, and I want to see more of it because it felt like the pilot to a TV show. And I just can't help but think about all the people that were like very upset with this before watching the movie. Don't judge a book by its cover if you can't write a book. But hey, the only thing that I would say is that if you have any doubts, go watch some of the black and white contrast trailers. There's people who have turned the trailers into black and white, and it looks exactly like what I'm talking about. I'm showing it up on the screen too right now, so you can kind of get a better view of what I'm talking about. Sure, maybe because it's in color it might be hindered a little bit in terms of the style that they're going for, but that doesn't mean that you can't still enjoy it for what it is. It doesn't need to be black and white to get the memo across. It's pretty much exactly what it's showing us. And they even have a segment in black and white that looks just like the show. So I just really wanted to make a little video talking about this new movie because I feel like Rob Zombie has done a lot of things. He's done a lot of gory things and extreme things and whatever, but this is a change of pace, and it was very experimental, and it was very nice. And I really like Rob Zombie stuff. I mean, there are people that don't, but I do. I can see the artistic value and style in a lot of people's works, especially his. That's why I really appreciate it. And if you like the show, you're gonna love the movie. And if you haven't watched the show, but you're making extremely judgmental views just based off of the trailers, then I recommend you stuff it in your mouth and go watch it. Because the movie's been out for about a week now, and it's in the top 10 for Netflix. And if you don't have anything better to do, and you really want to watch a rom-com themed with classic monsters and little jokes here and there, and you just want a kind of nostalgic throwback thing, go fucking watch it. Rob Zombie and the production crew and cast and all that didn't work their asses off to make this movie just for everybody to shit on it when they very easily have a style. I mean, fuck, if the indie kids are gonna watch the Wes Anderson movies 1,000 times just because it's symmetrical, even though half of them are a little slow, you're gonna have no problem with this movie, at all. But I'm telling you what you're getting yourself into. So don't bitch, just have fun with the movie. Movies are meant to be fun, entertaining. I'll agree, some aren't, but mostly all of them are. That's all I really had to say. I liked Rob Zombie's Munsters and I want to see more. Okay, that'll be all for this video. Bye.